Hello everyone and welcome to the video, and today we're going to be talking about the best strength faith build in all of Elden Ring. But before we get into this video, I would like to ask you guys to not only drop a sub to the channel, but to like the video if you enjoyed the build. It would help me out a lot and I would really appreciate it. But with that being said, let's get right into the video. This is going to be a build that primarily revolves around fire specifically, because there are a couple different incantations and damage types that you can go into when you are making a faith build. However, I feel like fire is definitely just clear cut better than the other ones. The only one that's even close would be maybe lightning, but overall I feel like the fire incantations and just weapons in general are much better, and that's why I decided to go with this. I did originally want to go with a golden halberd build, and I kind of messed around with that, but in the end I definitely realized that the one I went with was much better. So now we're going to take a look at the gear of the build. So for this build specifically, we are running two blasphemous blades. They are both plus 10, and the reason we're using two of them is because when you have both of them out, you actually get more lifesteal when using the L2 attack, and also the dual wielding moveset on it is actually pretty nice as well. In the offhand, we actually have two giant seals. The reason why we have two of them is because they give a boost to giant flame incantations, and when you have them both out at the same time, you get double the boost, so it's important to use both of these when you are casting. For the fashion, we have the Crimson Hood, the Rotten Gravekeeper Cloak, the Alberic's Bracers, and the Hoslow's Greaves. For the Talismans, we have Phlox Canvas Talisman, Shard of Alexander, Ritual Sword Talisman, and the Fire Scorpion Charm. For our Flask of Wondrous Physic, we have the Flame Shroud and Crack Tear and the Faith Knot Crystal Tear. We also have the Blood Bullet Aromatic. However, this is pretty much useless for this build unless you're going to be using strictly the swords. For the stats of the build, we are level 150. We have 61 Vigor, 30 Mind, 30 Endurance, 30 Strength, 25 Dexterity, 19 Intelligence, 61 Faith, and 14 Arcane. That is also boosted by my Great Rune, which gives me plus 5. For the incantations of the build, we have Flame Grant Me Strength, Golden Vow, Catch Flame, Giants, Flame Take Thee, and Burn O Flame. The main damage is going to come from these three incantations, and the first two are obviously just buffs. So now I want to talk a little bit about how to use this build, as well as some of the strengths and weaknesses of the build. So to start off every fight, you are obviously going to want to use your Flame Grant Me Strength. This gives you a nice bonus to flame damage and fire damage in general, so this works with the weapon skill as well as any incantation you're going to run. Also, we have the Golden Vow. This gives you even more protection and even more damage on top of that. It's an aura buff, so they do stack. After that, you're going to drink your Flask of Wondrous Physic, and the buffing part of the build is pretty much done. From there, you want to use it as kind of a hybrid. You do have a lot of range with this build because of the L2 attack of the Blasphemous Blade. In this Millennia fight, as you guys can see, I pretty much spammed the weapon art of the Blasphemous Blade. It does 1700 damage, and normally I would use the incantations, but Millennia she's a boss that dodges a lot of attacks, so I wasn't able to use the Fireball. And honestly, the Fireball and the Burn O Flame, that is going to be the most damage in the builds. If I was fighting someone like the Fire Giant, I would use the Burn O Flame, even though he is incredibly resistant to fire, obviously. But someone like a large enemy like that, where you can just get underneath them, using the Burn O Flame is going to be absolutely massive. I was even able to use it on Millennia right in the beginning, and she walked into it, and it did a ton of damage. And then obviously the fireballs, if you charge them up, they do incredible damage. As you guys saw from right in the beginning, I had a clip where I hit the giant with the charged up fireball, and it was able to do like 7,700 damage to him. So the damage is absolutely incredible for the incantation part. You could also just use the Blasphemous Blades as just the sword aspect. You can kind of go primarily strength. So this build is incredibly versatile. It's definitely probably the best strength faith build in the entire game. I feel like fire just is a little bit better than the other ones, but like I said, the build has tons of versatility, so whatever you're looking for in a faith strength build, you have literally everything. If you want to go more faith oriented, you could easily do that. The incantations hit very hard, as well as the swords hit hard too. But that's pretty much it for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like. And with that being said, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.